Hi and welcome to Mogat Farms. My name's Kevin, along with my beautiful wife Emily. We are the proud owners of Virginia's only organic maple syrup farm. But I'm guessing today you didn't come here to talk about maple syrup. Instead, you're probably looking for some information on how to fix a Kenmore Elite front load washer. I did a video a couple years ago when I replaced the pump for probably the second time, and that's a bad video. I'm really glad a lot of folks watched that video. It was a pretty good video at the time. I think this is going to be a better one. In this video, I'm going to show you how I replaced the pump, the tools you're going to need to do it, and we're going to go through every process from start to finish. During the replacement of the pump, I had some challenges, some things I had to think through, a couple of senior moments, and in the end, I got it done. This repair should take you about 2 hours to get done. Have all your tools laid out, have some towels laid out, get yourself a headlamp. I'll put a link in the description to the tools we use, my headlamp, and things that I think will make your job, or make this job, a whole lot easier. So I'm not sure where you are in your process of how you're doing your repairs, but let's say you're halfway through the repairs at your house and you're using this video to kind of figure it out. Well, I put some chapters down below in the description of specific key points that I think will help you, such as taking the pump out or draining the tank, that sort of thing. So check out those chapters if you just want to skip ahead and get to that point to see how I did what I did, so it'll help you. So come along, let me show you how I did it. All right guys, here are the tools that I used. It's a 1/4 inch drive socket with a long and short extension, 10 millimeter and a 4 millimeter. The pliers to the right of them are a pair of flat pliers. You can use anything that you want. These pliers right here, those are pliers that I bought specifically to get the ring on for the gasket on the door. You're definitely gonna buy that. They're 12 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description. That is my screwdriver and of course a knife. If you get the same one that I bought, you're gonna wanna make a modification to the cover, and a knife is what you're gonna wanna use. It's pretty simple to do, and I'll make it again if I ever have to do this again. So the first thing you guys are gonna do is you're gonna get all the water out of your washer. The washer itself has probably got clothes in it. You wanna get them out as well because they're just gonna keep dripping. So remove your clothes first and then suck all that water out with a hose. Any kind of hose can work, probably the smaller the better. And then try to get as much water out of the drain here as you can. And then we're not gonna open up the filter this time. What we're gonna do is get into the washer and then take the water out of it. Wow, that's taking forever. Okay, well that's just gonna take forever. We're not doing that. Make sure you put that little plug back in or you'll have a problem for sure. Okay. So guys, before you start these repairs, make sure you either turn off your breaker or you unplug it. You never know when you're gonna get shocked. You might wanna call this washer yoga, because you're gonna be up and off the ground many times. You got 2 screws in here that you need to remove in order to let this cover come out. Once that cover is free and we get the rest of it apart, then it will allow you to access the pump. There we go. So there's gonna be crusty stuff in here and junk probably as well, especially if you pulled out your filter. If you've not pulled your filter out, it might still be clean. When we're all said and done, we're going back into that filter as well. Sort of set that thing aside. I'm wondering if I can do something with that. Probably not. So for right now, that's done. Let's pull the door off, or the front face off. So I want to let you know, I got this from Amazon. I'm going to leave a link in the description. I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. We'll check it in a few minutes. But this thing was the cheapest on Amazon, delivered in a couple of days. Well worth it. I went to Sears.com. That didn't work very well because they wanted twice as much money or even more. I think it was $54 or something. And I think I paid like 17 or 16 bucks for this thing delivered. Now, here's something you are going to want to have. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You don't get these pliers, you're going to be mad. You're really going to be upset. And let me show you why. So you see there's 2 rings. There's 2 little eye hooks right here, and there's a spring in the middle. You've got to open this up in order to get this ring out. you don't, I mean, I'm telling you, I have a lot of tools when it comes to automotive, and I didn't have any tools that would spread it that far. All my spanners were much smaller. So this tool cost me like 12 bucks. It was worth it. Well, let's find out if it's worth it. Here we go. Let's give it a go, all right? Okay, fits right in there. Haha, no way. That's a world of difference, guys. Ha ha ha. I'll tell you right now, you want to get this tool. It's gonna come out. It's been in there for, I don't know, a year or two. Tell you what, the last time I did this, it took me hours. I mean hours to get this off. I tried everything. And then recently somebody left a note in the a comment and said, try zip tie. Well, that zip tie doesn't open it up. That did. Oh, that was so well worth it. This is gonna come off kind of like so. It's gonna come off the ring, all right? I did a video on how to replace this not too long ago. It's very, very simple. Here we go. There it is. So now that's off, and that's gonna allow us to pull the whole front of the door off. The next thing you wanna remove is where you put your dish detergent and your bleach. So all you have to do is push down. There it goes. So you gotta depress it right there and it'll come out. Set this aside, and you got 2 more screws here. So they're Phillips head as well. Definitely put them in a safe place. Pull it back out. Okay, we're gonna have Phillips head screws again. So we're gonna pull the top off next. 2 Phillips, and that's it. 2 Phillips here, 2 Phillips here. Top will come off, and it should access a bunch of screws right there. Set them in a convenient spot. Don't do like me and lose them. Convenient place. Ooh, look at that. There's a leak. Wow, that's why we found that, guys. We gotta keep an eye on that. Guys, this is gonna slide back. It's gonna give you access to the screws back here, but still it's gotta come off. So just take it off, set it aside somewhere. And now you're into the unit. You've got the 2 screws here. Actually, 4. You got 2 here, which I don't think you have to remove. Yeah, you do. 1, 2, 3, 4. All are Phillips head. Hold on to your screws. Don't lose them in your washer. All right, there's all 4 of our screws. That's it right there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this thing should begin to come off. Make sure you don't have any more screws, which I don't think we do. I think what we got left is clips. Yeah, there she is. All right. So this is just gonna sit up here on top like so. Now we're gonna access the screws on the face. Oh, we got a lot of rust, don't we? That's not good. So we got to get these screws here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I think we got a couple on the bottom too. So let's get those off and see what's next. All right. Again, these are Phillips heads, so you don't have to worry. Pretty much the same tool. Oh boy. Okay, maybe you do got to worry. Yeah. So these are 4 millimeters. Mine aren't coming off, so we're gonna have to, hopefully the outside's not gonna break on us. All right, they're all off in a safe place. So now that we've got them all off, we're gonna pull the door. Pretty sure there's pins on the bottom, but you can't forget this, which is your door lock switch. And if you don't pull that off well, it's not wanting to come. There we go. I'll show you that in a minute. Yep, that's right. It just has these little hooks on the bottom. Lean it out a little bit, then lift off. Last time I was in here, guys, I ended up finding one of my sockets. There's still water down in this thing. I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it. There's a lot of water in there, actually. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to get that out of here somehow. So before we pull our pump off, we're gonna have to get the rest of the water out. Really now? That's not it either. That's it. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling out where the filter is held in hopes that I can get to the motor, or the little motor here, or the pump. And that's what we're really looking for. There's one here, and there's one back there. They have to come off, and of course they have to go back on. This is your drain tube for the pump. It's junk, it doesn't work really well. You're gonna get more out of the filter when you go to play that game. Oh, that came out. Okay, that's not possible. Yep, there we go. All right. Oh boy, that's got water in it. That was a brain fart. Okay. All right, guys. That's not cool. It's really not so cool here. And if I can get that up a little higher, hook it right there, and do a couple things. I'm gonna take my trusty little pan. See how much more water I can get out of this thing. Now with that being held up, guys, we might be able to get some more water out of it. Really? That's just stupid. Oh no. Oh, worse than that. Oh boy. Much bad. Okay, gotta get another towel. All right, I don't know a better way to do this. So all I'm gonna do, I'll lift it up and let it drain. Onto that. I put another towel in there. It's draining out in that, of course. Now, we could pull out since we've already got all the rest of the water coming out, pull your filter out. We'll find some more water down in there. Let it just drain, hit the towel, we'll clean that up, and we'll get back to fixing this thing. Your motor, your pump is held on by 2 Phillips head screws as well. And stuff still gonna come out, guys, so just be cautious. Yep. Actually, there's 3 of them, maybe 5 of them. There's a bunch of them. Okay, brown on the right as it faces up. You got a brown and a black. Okay. Remember that. Let's get your 2 first screws off. And there's one on the bottom, naturally. I'm grabbing my screws. Stop. Oh, check it out. So you are going to have to move a couple of more things. So this frame is going to come off, so you can get everything off. I forgot about that, guys. Okay, still a third one. You gotta be kidding. while you're pulling this off, go ahead and get your wiring out of there. It's not a big deal. Just pull it out, set it aside. Try to find out where you, oh, ha, there's one on the bottom. Yeah, that's hateful. Ah, there's two of them. That's twice as hateful. All right, now that that's off, okay, we're gonna take this, get the bottom screw off. I'm not sure if we're gonna pull that cover or what. There is possibly another one. Okay, so we got the, there it is. Now, you can look. I don't know about that. It still feels the same. Man, I hope that's the problem. Oops, still water floating around that thing. Let's make sure we're right. We are. We're gonna have to take the cover off. That's fairly simple. And get the water out of it still. There it goes. That's it right there. Feels different. Yeah, kind of chunky there. All right, it's the exact same motor, and so much cheaper too. So much cheaper. All right, now we gotta get this guy back on. Let me show you what we got. This is the old motor, or the old pump. This is the new pump. You see this little black piece on the bottom? This piece right here? This is a little taller. Everything else seems to line up okay. This one's shorter, so it slides over easily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim this piece right here off. And all I'm gonna do is take it and cut it. And take and just cut it down with my knife. No big deal. Now, it is kind of a big deal how I'm gonna try to do this so I don't get cut. See? Take your time so you don't get hurt. Okay. All right. There we go. But the thing's even thicker too. It is thicker. So those two little guys are not going to work. All right, guys. These two little ears, they're not going to work either. There we go. One. Two. All right. So I took the two ears off. I took the two ears off here on either side. I took the two ears off on the bottom in the little flap. Now we're going to set it up in there like this. I'll slide right on in like so. Boom. There we go. All right, it's time to put it back together. First, I'm going to get another towel because I know I got a bunch of leaks. All right, guys, look up in here. You see the hose? See the hose up in here? You want to kind of bend it a little bit. You're going to feel possibly some crunching, and that's where the scale will build up, so that the next time this thing dumps or begins to remove all the water, it'll get that scale out of there. Make sure you clean everything out before you shove it back in there. And there may be some scale. It just really depends on what your water's like at your house. All right. So now it's going to go right back in that hole. Am I having a senior moment? Not necessarily. Ha. All right, guys, I'm an idiot. You want to put the pump on in the right place. And the right place for the pump is right here. Okie dokie. That's the right place for the pump. Okay, Got your 3 pump screws that are all stuck to my screwdriver. Again. So I was having a complete senior moment and put the pump upside down, and it wouldn't fit on the bracket right there below. So now I've got it set up. I'm going to put the bracket on and put it all back together. All right, now these have to go on. Remember, brown, black. Then the wires, we gotta put that thing back on too, the other hose. Set it back up inside. Run your wires across the top and around the front. There's a little hook in there too. I will put my hose on in case I have problems. I'll put my hose on now. You just need a pair of some kind of pliers to hold it. They're gonna have to be pretty wide. There we go. That's it. So you got the hose on. It's clamped in place right where it needs to be. Your other hose is sitting up here. I stuck it up in the high spot. So that one's gonna come on too. I can't really pinch it. I could get it off, but I can't get it on with my hands. So we're gonna use the pliers. Push down. All right, it's all the way on, all the way in. Boom, there we go. So that's in. Next, we got to bring the other hose around the bottom and through this little hole. And you want to do that before, we're working with this little hose here. You want to do this before you screw it all down, or it's just going to be hateful. See? It's already hateful. I haven't screwed down. Okay, it's going to come right out of that hole. There we go. Next, we got to find our bolts. Oh, here's one. Oh no, that's the one that goes in the back. Uh-oh. There it is. Let me show you a problem, guys. This one right here is broken. You can see it. If you look right here, you can see that it's broken, so it's collapsing on itself as a result. This one, you can look around it, it's still good. And this one came from the back. We're just gonna swap them out, and that way the back doesn't tilt down. The front has 2 about the same position, and I didn't know these were bad until I pulled them off. And I've got a lot of laundry to do, so we're not gonna worry so much about this. They're still going to perform, that's for sure. They're just not going to be like the perfect. Let me go with that idea. Okay, that's done. That's in place. Alrighty. Okie dokie, guys. So putting it back together is kind of the reverse of taking it apart. You're going to have to put the screws on the bottom. Actually, you got to put the face on first, put the door on, redo your gasket. And then once that's done, put the top piece on. Maybe not in that order. Let's go ahead and do it, then I'll tell you how we did it. Don't forget your light. Although it's a good idea to look in there and see if you have any tools left. I don't see any tools.
Fix it?
No, I'm close though. I'm closer than when I started. Me too.
After you put it all back together, it's actually gonna work.
I don't know. It worked last time.
Huh?
It worked last time.
This is Second time we have to put a motor in it?
Third,
How much is a motor?
$16.
Okay, where's it?
I don't know about that. There's that. There's all the screws are. Can't be that simple. To get this back in, you got to push down on that little button there. There you go. Done. Screwdriver. Okay. Or not, over here.
Is that as big as it goes?
Yeah, that's good. There it goes.
I'm
I'm not done yet. Oh no.
Oh no.
Anything is fun. It's stuck on the notch. Hateful.
Let it go.
I did, but it don't. I can't. Oh no. 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 No way. Ta-da! You can hear the pump pumping it out now. It's working. Yay! Success. Hey, thanks a lot for sticking it out to the end, guys. This should take you about 2 hours to do, especially if you can get to it. Mine's stuck underneath of the cabinet here, and I can't get to it very easily. But now that I got it out, and I got it completed, I'm gonna go ahead and run a cycle through to make sure we got everything working properly. Appreciate you guys watching our videos. Consider giving us a thumbs up. It means a lot to us. We love your comments. They're always very helpful. And that's about it for today, guys. So until next time, God bless you guys.